everyone, this is Jen. Today I am back with another video that is related to class 10th NCRT communicative, and today I'll be simplifying one of my favorite chapters of class 10th communicative, which is Two Gentlemen of Verona. This is actually a pretty interesting part of the syllabus. It doesn't really get boring that much, but it also has a very deep meaning behind the chapter, behind the topic actually. So I'll be simplifying this, and again, I'm going to be also providing a bit of extra information with all this so that people who do not even know the simplest context of this can understand. So, first of all, I'd like for all of you guys to get your communicative books because we are going to be going through it line by line. Now, before we start this chapter, first of all, let's look into the basic things. That is, we are starting off with a title, Two Gentlemen. Now, here, I am assuming that most of the people that are watching this video have already read a bit of this chapter. So, to understand, so to give context, these gentlemen are two orphaned children. Orphaned, what does orphaned mean? Orphaned is अनाथ, right? जिनके माँ बाप नहीं होते. So, these are orphaned children and they live in Verona. What is Verona? Verona is a city in Italy, and Verona is quite often popular for its scenic beauty, for its amphitheaters, for its arcades. Even it's assumed that Romeo and Juliet, the story that Shakespeare wrote, this was based in Verona, and that Juliet lived in Verona. Here in Verona, we also see Juliet's tomb and Juliet's balcony. It's a popular tourist place as well. So Verona is popular for that, and the story is based in Verona. Now let's look at the time. The timeline of the story is after World War II. We know that the Italy, the country of Italy, was actually colonized by the Germans during the World War II. So this story is based upon after the World War II, when World War II was over and Italy was still suffering a little bit with everything, with all that happened with the war. So this story is based upon that particular timeline, that is after World War II. So now that we have a little bit of context of this story that we're going to be reading, we are now going to be starting with the actual story. The first line reads, as we drove through the foothills of the Alps, two small boys stopped us on the outskirts of Verona. Okay, we. First of all, I'd like to simplify कि the story Two Gentlemen of Verona is written by A.J. Cronin. And here we have the narrator acting as the first person. जो बोल रहा है, जो इस story को narrate कर रहा है, that is what we are talking about. Here the word we refers to the narrator. Now narrator can be anyone. Narrator का मतलब exactly ये नहीं है कि वो A.J. Cronin ही बात कर रहा है. Rather narrator is a random person जो कि उस story को narrate कर रहा है, जो कि उस story को अपने point of view से बता रहा है, explain कर रहा है. So here we, first of all, here we have the narrator who is narrating the story. Now we means basically more than one person, so it cannot just be the narrator. Narrator के साथ उसका एक companion होता है, which is Luigi. Luigi is his driver, his companion. We can say guide, two guides, right? So वो एक उसका guide है जो कि उसके companion की तरह उसकी मदद कर रहा है. So here we refers to the narrator and his companion Luigi. So we have the first two people that we get introduced to in the chapter, which is the narrator and Luigi. Now, as we drove through the foothills of the Alps. Now, Alps are the hills that we are already familiar of, right? Two small boys. Here, the story is now referring to these two gentlemen that that the whole story is based upon, right? So, two boys stop them on the outskirts of Verona. Okay. जैसे फॉर एग्जाम्पल लेट्स से कि जब हम किसी भी ट्रैफिक में होते हैं तो ऑफन टाइम्स क्या होता है, जब लाइक रेड लाइट होती है तो बहुत सारे ऐसे वेंडर्स आते हैं सो दैट दे कैन स्टॉप एंड ट्राई टू परsuade us टू बाय थिंग्स, राइट? तो वो अपनी चीजें बेचने आते हैं इन ट्रैफिक्स एंड लाइक पैसे मांगने आते हैं, बेचने आते हैं, अपनी छोटी छोटी चीजें होती हैं. सो इन द सेम मैनर दीज टू बॉयज हैड कम टू द नरेटर and his companion, that is Luigi, so that they could sell their things. So basically they had a purpose. sell their things to whom? Narrator and the companion. That is referred to as we. So they stop them for a purpose. Now on to the second part. They were selling wild strawberries. अगेन नाउ जैसे मैंने बोला ही था कि जैसे जो वेंडर्स होते हैं वो अपने पर्पस के लिए रोकते हैं, जो अपना सामान लाते हैं वो पर्पस के लिए रोकते हैं. तो इसमें इन टू बॉयज का जो पर्पस था वो क्या था? टू सेल देयर वाइल्ड स्ट्रॉबेरीज. Don't buy, warned Luigi, are cautious driver. You will get fruit much better in Verona. Besides these boys. Okay. सो नाउ हम फर्स्ट डायलॉग पे आते हैं, जो कि किसने बोला है? उसे कंपेनियन ने, लुइजी. नॉट द नरेटर बट द कंपेनियन. ही वांट्स द नरेटर टू नॉट बाय दीज वाइल्ड स्ट्रॉबेरीज. ठीक है. जैसे ऑफन टाइम्स हम भी नहीं खरीदते हैं वो चीजें, जैसे कि कोई ट्रैफिक में बेच रहा होता है तो हम नहीं खरीदते ऑफन टाइम्स चीजें. इंस्टेड में लेट इट बी कि वो तो बेचना आ ही रहे, बिकॉज समटाइम्स क्या होता है वो हमारे यूज के नहीं होते या तो वो अच्छी क्वालिटी के नहीं होते हैं. राइट. So the driver, the companion, wants the narrator to not buy the strawberries. The first reason being that the narrator would get much better strawberries inside of Verona. ठीक है. Oftentimes ये होता है कि the vendors that come, they do not have good quality goods, right? That's why we do not buy it, and that is the same reason that Luigi gives to the narrator, right? To not buy the strawberries. Okay. Another reason जो कि इस सेंटेंस में ही है, इस डायलॉग में ही है, दैट लाइज इन बिसाइड्स दीज बॉयज. बिसाइड्स दीज बॉयज, इसके बाद जो है सेंटेंस कंटिन्यू नहीं होता है. द सेंटेंस इट्स लेफ्ट अनसेड. समटाइम्स व्हेनेवर वी आर जजिंग people or anything, and sometimes we leave a sentence unsaid. What is the reason behind that? Because we know the other person is going to understand it. We do not need to complete our sentence. ठीक है. कभी कभार जो मतलब होता है behind a sentence, it can be conveyed without even completing the sentence. Sentence को कभी कभार ऑफन हमें complete करने की जरूरत ही नहीं पड़ती, so that कि दूसरे person को उसका मतलब समझ आए. Sometimes the meaning is just there. ठीक है. समझाना नहीं पड़ता. अब इस sentence में meaning क्या है इसका? Besides these boys, इससे क्या है? द कंपेनियन, द लुइजी, he is expressing his displeasure, or we can say he's judging them, he is being judgmental, he is kind of disgusted towards the two boys, right? Disgusted क्यों है? Displeased क्यों है? This is what we are going to be knowing in the next line. He shrugged his shoulders to convey his disapproval to their shabby appearance. Shrugged. What does shrug mean? Shrug is this motion that we do with our shoulders. This one. We often do this motion when we do not know anything. So, for example, if somebody asks me a question and I do not know the answer to that, I am just going to shrug. I don't know, right? That's one thing. Another reason why we shrug our shoulders is to express some kind of disgust, like disgusting, right? So, keeping his sentence unsaid, he expresses his emotion using his gestures. That is to shrug his shoulders. तो इससे क्या है? वो अपना disgust को express करे कि these boys, they are shabby, they look dirty and all that, right? कि oftentimes ये होता है कि in society that is common कि oftentimes जो है हम किसी को देख के घिन कर जाते हैं कि ये गंदे संदे से लाइक कपड़े उसने पहने हैं. फॉर एग्जाम्पल रैग पिकर्स जो होते हैं, वी ऑफन टाइम्स डू दैट एंड इट्स कॉमन. सो द सेम थिंग Luigi is doing. He is disgusted. Why? Because of their shabby appearance. Shabby here means dirty, right? Because अब हम next line में इसका मतलब समझेंगे as to why their appearance is called shabby, right? One boy was wearing a worn jersey and cut-off khaki pants. The other a short and army tunic gathered in loose holes about his skinny frame. एक लाइक वो एक्सप्लेन करते कि एक बॉय ने worn here means पहना. जैसे worn का wear का क्या होता है कि wear is a verb and जो हम उसकी सेकेंड फॉर्म थर्ड फॉर्म में जाते हैं तो worn बनता है वो, राइट? तो worn यानी कि पहना हुआ, मतलब बेसिकली ओल्ड in the sense. Worn का हम बुक में अगर मतलब देखते हैं that is old and damaged, right? So that's the same thing कि जो कपड़े पहने हुए होते हैं वो धीरे धीरे क्या होते हैं? पुराने होते जाते हैं, फटते हैं, डैमेज होते हैं, राइट? सो दैट्स द सेम थिंग कि उसने पुराने कपड़े पहने हुए probably because उसके पास अपने खुद के कपड़े नहीं है, उसने किसी से मांग के प्रॉब्ली पहने, या फिर वो कपड़े इतने ही पुराने हो गए हैं कि like he's still wearing that, he's still using that, he is not buying other clothes. That could be one of the two reasons. Okay. And cut off khaki pants that we know what they are, and the other shorted army tunic. आर्मी ट्यूनिक इज अ पीस ऑफ क्लोथिंग अगेन कि वो जो हाफ स्लीव काइंड ऑफ होती है, उसकी स्लीव्स कट ऑफ होती है, वो ऊपर पहनी जाती है। एंड जो बुक में हमें फोटो भी दी गई है ऑफ द टू बॉयज, सो वी कैन रेफर टू दैट एज वेल। द ट्यूनिक इज अ लूज आउटर गारमेंट दैट डज नॉट हैव स्लीव्स, अगेन स्लीवलेस होता है वो। ओके, gathered in loose folds about a skinny frame. नाउ लूज फोल्ड्स यानी कि ऑफ कोर्स वो लूज है, इसलिए उसमें क्या है, फोल्ड्स बन रहे हैं। जब भी हम कोई लूज कपड़ा पहनते हैं तो ऑफ कोर्स लाइक द baggy kind of demeanor that we have, right? Nowadays to baggy style that we talk about, so that's the same thing that's being talked about, loose folds. Here loose folds can either refer to कि उसके पास अपने खुद के कपड़े नहीं है, rather उसने किसी से मांग के या फिर किसी और के कपड़े पहने हुए हैं, that is he doesn't have clothes of his own, so the clothes that he is wearing is of the wrong size. That could be one reason. Another reason which I conclude to, that is in the next words, that is about a skinny frame. Skinny frame could be due to because he is not getting enough food or he is starved. That's why क्या है कि उसके even though वो कपड़े से fit आने चाहिए थे but they are not fitting. The reason is because he is being starved, he doesn't have enough food for himself, so his physique is starting to become a lot skinnier, and that's why his clothes are gathering in loose folds. That could be another reason. Okay, yeah. Gazing at the two little figures with their brown skins, tangled hair, and dark, earnest eyes, we felt ourselves strangely attracted. Here, gazing at the two boys, meaning looking at the two boys, when the narrator and the companion looks at the two boys with their brown skins. Here, brown skins refers to the tanned skin, because these two boys, if you have read the story, they work a lot and they work hard during day and night and in the sun, in the rain, they work very hard. So this brown skin could be due to being tanned in the sun because they are working repeatedly and vigorously in the sun, right? Tangled hair, tangled again, tangled is जो बालों में जोड़ बन जाते हैं, right? It could be because they do not have enough time to groom themselves, that's why their hair is unkempt, right? They do not have time to comb their hair and that's why जो है वो जट्टे या फिर जोड़ उस उन बालों में बन जाते हैं. That is what refers to tangled hair. And dark, earnest eyes. Earnest here refers to the hopeful eyes, that the boys are very hopeful कि these people will probably help us by buying us strawberries. So these two boys are very hopeful कि the narrator and the companion might buy their strawberries. So they are earnest, they are hopeful, right? Because these boys, again, they are not very old. They are only 13 and 12 that we get to know in the next line. They're only 13 and 12, so of course they have a little bit of naivety and innocence and childishness. That is क्योंकि उनकी एज वैसी है कि वो अभी बच्चे हैं, उनमें अपना बचपना है, उनकी अपनी एक काइंड ऑफ लाइक होप है कि ये तो ले ही लेंगे, उन्हें एक काइंड ऑफ विश्वास है. Still, they believe a lot in themselves and even in the companion and the narrator, right? So that is why they look at them with their earnest eyes. Okay, so looking at those earnest eyes, कि उनकी आंखों में वो होप देख के, वो विश्वास देख के, the narrator and this companion, they were strangely attracted and they were compelled to buy their strawberries, even though उन्हें पता था कि that they will get better strawberries in Verona and that कि उन्हें लेना नहीं चाहिए इनसे, right? But they still buy it, which we get to know later in the lines. Nicola, the elder, was 13. Jacopo, who barely came up to the door handle of the car, was nearly 12. Right? So we get to know about their ages. Again, Jacopo, that we say, that's common language for us because again, we are not Italians, but the actual pronunciation is Jacopo. But we'll refer to him as Jacopo for now. Okay, so Nicola and Jacopo, they both were standing, and Jacopo here is only 1 year younger, but we later get to know how much of a difference is between their two personalities, with the older one being way mature than the younger one. Even though उनमें 1 ही साल का डिफरेंस है। ये उनका जो मेच्योरिटी लेवल है दैट वी गेट टू नो लेटर इन द स्टोरी, दैट इज वेरी वेरी डिफरेंट फ्रॉम ईच अदर। ओके, they brought the biggest basket, then set off towards the town. जैसे कि मैंने बोला ही था कि उन्होंने ये सबसे बड़ी बास्केट खरीदी। क्यों? बिकॉज दे वर कंपेल्ड टू बाय इट। उनकी आंखों में वो होप देख के एंड द childishness, the naivety, the innocence that they saw in their eyes, they were compelled, they were attracted कि खरीद ही लेते हैं यार। Like they felt that कि कितने इनोसेंट बच्चे हैं, वो कितना काम कर रहे हैं, इतना मेहनत का, एटलीस्ट वो भी तो एक मेहनत का ही काम है, सो वी शुड बाय इट, राइट? एंड देन दे लेफ्ट फॉर द टाउन। ओके, next morning, coming out of our hotel, we saw our friends bent over shoe shine boxes beside the fountain in the public square during a big brisk business. Next morning, जब वो अपने होटल से बाहर निकलते हैं, that is, they see their friends. Friends, इसका मतलब ये नहीं है that they're their actual friends and their acquaintances. No. Friends here refer to Nicola and Jacopo. Friends, why? Because the narrator that is narrating the story, we get to know later in the story कि उनकी at least थोड़ी बहुत दोस्ती in the sense हो ही जाती है, क्योंकि वो इतना एक दूसरे के साथ interact करते हैं. So that's why कि वो ना friends बुलाता है, but that does not mean that they're actual friends. The narrator refers to them as friends in a kind of like loving manner. Okay. So that is their two friends that they're referring to, and they went over shoe shine boxes doing a brisk business. Now, what is this brisk business? This brisk business is a quick business. Brisk means quick. क्योंकि as we know later in the chapter that is कि उनके कई सारे काम होते हैं, वो सिर्फ एक काम पे नहीं लगे रहते। जैसे वो in the first meeting सबसे पहले वो स्ट्रॉबेरीज बेच रहे थे, then they bent over shoe shine boxes. तो उनका सिर्फ एक काम नहीं है, उनके बहुत सारे काम है, and they go on to do a lot of work just for one reason. They are very devoted to that particular reason that we get to know later in the chapter, right? तो जो है उनके बहुत सारे काम हैं, that's why they bent over the shoe shine boxes. That is their next work. They're doing it early in the morning. That is the sense, right? So quick business करते हैं। We watched for a few moments, then a straight second we went over. They greeted us with friendly faces. उन्होंने कुछ दिनों से देखा उन दोनों को, एंड जब ट्रेड सेकंड मीनिंग जब कुछ लोग कम हो गए उनके पास, तो वो लोग उनके पास गए, एंड निकोला एंड जाकोबो instantly recognized these two people and they greeted them with friendly faces, meaning they remember them. ऑफर टाइम से होता है कि इवन जिन लोगों के पास लाइक हम कभी कोई सामान खरीदने भी जाते हैं, एंड वी हैव वेंट टू देम फॉर लाइक अ लॉट ऑफ टाइम्स वी हैव वेंट टू देम एंड bought things from them, they still do not remember us. Yet these two boys, they remember the faces of the companion and the narrator, even though they have only met him once. Okay, I thought you picked fruit for a living, I said, meaning the narrator said कि मुझे तो लगा कि तुम fruits बेचते हो. Now the answer that is given, we do many things, sir. Nicola answered seriously. He glanced at us hopefully. Often we show visitors through the town to Juliet's tomb and other places of interest. तो वो पोलाइटली आंसर करते हैं कि हम बहुत सारे काम करते हैं सर, ऐसा नहीं है। ही इज वेरी पोलाइट इवन तो निकोला एज अ चाइल्ड, एंड ही डजंट शो देम ऑफ लाइक दैट कि हम तो बहुत सारे काम करते हैं। नो, he answers very politely and seriously. That shows the amount of maturity and the seriousness that is present in Nicola. So he answers very seriously. So he glances at them hopefully, meaning उसके मन में अभी भी वो एक होप है कि शायद, क्योंकि वो अगले सेंटेंस में नेक्स्ट दैट ही सेज कि we often show visitors places of interest like the Juliet's tomb. So again उनका एक और काम ये है that they act as tour guides for the visitors, because again they are local, so that means they know a lot more about Italy and Verona than the actual visitors do, right? The tourists do. So that is why they act as tour guides for the tourists. So again, Nicola looks at the narrator hopefully that maybe he would like to go to the tourist places with him acting as a tour guide, because again he's a local, he knows more, and he does this as a brisk business. Okay, so all right, I smiled. You take us along. That is what the narrator says. He agrees to his indirect request, and he says, okay, then take me along with you. Well, the thing that we have to notice is that Nicola never said that would you like to visit Juliet's tomb or anything like that with me or that. Right? He never said anything like that directly to the narrator. Instead, it was understood in his words. That displays how mature Nicola is and that he has great communication skills, that he can get the narrator to go with him acting as a tour guide. That is what shows Nicola's maturity. Alright. As we made the rounds, my interest was again provoked by their remarkable demeanor. They were childish enough and in many ways quite artless. Jacopo was as lively as a squirrel. Nicola's smile was steady and engaging. Yet in both these boyish faces, there was a seriousness which was far beyond their years. Okay, as we made the rounds, which refers to uh, the times that the places that they went to, meaning कि वो कितनी जगहों पे गए, right? So his interest was provoked, meaning उसकी जो curiosity थी, जो जिज्ञासा थी, it started increasing, like fuel to the fire, right? तो वो बिल्कुल ही बढ़ने लग गए कि these boys, again by their demeanor is the outward appearance, at how they look. Again, they wear shabby clothes which make them look dirty to others, even Luigi, which was a companion, right? So it makes them look shabby. Otherwise, about their personality, they were childish enough, meaning उनमें भी वो बचपना था since they were just teenagers, right? And in many ways quite artless. Artless here refers to being innocent, right? So they were quite innocent because again they're children, they're naive, they're gullible, right? So they're supposed to be artless, meaning they're not cunning. कि उनमें वो चतुराई नहीं है. Like a lot of businessmen, they have that sense of कि वो चतुर होते हैं often, right? And they know how to get money and make money, right? But उनमें ऐसा नहीं है कि वो अपने फायदे के लिए कुछ कर रहे हैं. Rather they believe in the honesty and second of उनमें वो चीज ही नहीं है कि वो किसी का पैसा मारे या फिर cunningly उनसे अपने प्रॉफिट ढूंढे, right? So that is something that's not in them, that's not a quality of theirs, right? Jacopo was as lively as a squirrel. That's a simile. Okay, मतलब उसकी जो चंचल जो जैसे उसे कहते हैं ना, right? जो उनका bubbly personality है, jolly bubbly personality, that is being referred to. मीनिंग उसे एज स्क्विरल कंपेयर किया जा रहा है क्योंकि स्क्विरल वी नो कि वो कितना लाइक इधर उधर कूदते फिरते रहते हैं, राइट? सो दैट इज बीइंग कंपेयर्ड टू, right? So Jacopo, the younger one, is being compared to as a squirrel. He's so childish and he has such a bubbly personality. That's why he's being compared to a squirrel. Nicola's smile was steady and engaging. Meaning Nicola में again जैसे मैंने बोला कि maturity, so he was so mature and he knew how to cater to customers. Right, so he had the personality and the communication skills, and he maintained that smile that made the narrator engaged, right? कि वो बने रहे उनके साथ. That was the quality of Nicola, right? So he knew how to keep his customers engaged and basically interested in what he was doing, because again उसे पैसा नहीं मिलेगा इस चीज का अगर वो अपने customers को engage नहीं रखेगा. So again उसका ही loss है, right? But it is a quality that is not seen in the teenagers often, right? So that is a quality of Nicola, and we can classify him as a street smart, right? Street smart, the term meaning not just a bookish knowledge that is being referred to, but the knowledge that you gain from your experiences that you go through. That is known as being street smart. Okay. Yet in both these boyish faces, meaning again they were young, so again they had boyish faces, right? So in these innocent faces, there was a seriousness which was far beyond their years. Meaning वो इतने serious थे and they were so mature. जो maturity coming after years आती है, meaning after you've turned into an adult and you go through life. So they got that maturity years ago. Reason is क्योंकि वो इतने ज्यादा लाइक दुनिया को तभी देख चुके हैं, सिंस हमें लेटर ऑन इन द स्टोरी पता चलता है कि वो कितने दिनों से महीनों से काम कर रहे हैं इनफैक्ट. तो उनको एक एक्सपीरियंस होता रहता है. द मोर दे go and the more they do businesses, they interact with people, so उससे उन्हें एक एक्सपीरियंस होता है, right? So they gain maturity. Okay, what struck one most was their willingness to work, right? कि एक जो पर्सन है उसे इतना लाइक वो कोई भी इतना ज्यादा विलिंग कैसे हो सकता है काम करने के लिए, राइट? हाउ कुड एनीवन बी सो विलिंग? इट शोज द डिटर्मिन्ड पर्सनालिटी कि वो कितने ज्यादा डिटर्मिन्ड है अपने गोल के लिए, कि वो फोकस्ड है एंड डिटर्मिन्ड एंड डिवोटेड टू द गोल, राइट? बिकॉज दे कंसिडर एवरी ऑक्यूपेशन, राइट? इस गोल के डिवोशन की वजह से वो हर ऑक्यूपेशन को कंसिडर करते थे। ऑफन टाइम्स क्या होता है कि इवन वी as people, we often consider some work menial or low standard of work, right? Like for example, holding stalls, etc., etc. We consider that low levels of work, and oftentimes we wouldn't like to willingly do that work, to engage in that occupation, as we feel that it is a mark to our honor and our pride and that. Right? हमें ऐसा लगता है कि भाई हमारी जो रेपुटेशन है एंड हमारा जो ईगो है वो हर्ट काइंड ऑफ हो जाएगा, राइट? क्योंकि वो एक लो लेवल ऑफ जॉब है, राइट? दैट इज नॉट अ गुड ऑक्यूपेशन अकॉर्डिंग टू अस, राइट? बट दे कंसिडर्ड एवरी वर्क, चाहे वो शू शाइनिंग हो, चाहे वो सेलिंग न्यूज़पेपर्स हो, चाहे वो सेलिंग वाइन स्ट्रॉबेरीज एंड व्हाटएवर दैट वाज, राइट? दे कंसिडर्ड एवरी वर्क। व्हाई? एक तो उनकी हेल्पलेसनेस एंड सेकंड थिंग दे वर सो डिवोटेड दैट वी लेटर गेट टू नो इन द चैप्टर, ओके? During these summer days, under the hot sun, they shined shoes, sold fruit, hawked newspapers, conducted tourists round the town, and ran errands. Like this is the line that explains all the work that they have done, running errands, the outside work. Errands is referred to as outside work. They were very useful to the narrator and the companion too. वो basically हर काम करते थे, ठीक है? In the weeks which followed, we saw them frequently, for they proved extremely useful for us, right? In the week which followed, we saw them frequently, for they proved extremely useful to us. Right? कि they were very useful to the narrator and the companion, क्योंकि वो अपना जो है काम इतने अच्छे से करते थे. Second off, कि they cater to the requests as well, which we get to know. If we wanted a pack of American cigarettes or seats for the opera or the name of a good restaurant, Nicole and Jacopo could be relied upon to satisfy our needs. Again, क्योंकि वो locals थे तो उन्हें अपनी खुद की कंट्री के लिए ज्यादा पता था, उनकी सिटी के लिए उन्हें ज्यादा पता था, rather than the narrator who came as a tourist. So that is why they could rely on them, and they would also prove to be useful, क्योंकि वो ऐसा नहीं है कि वो they would go ahead and show them attitude कि हम नहीं कर सकते हैं काम, आप खुद जाके कर लो ना. They never did that. They always had a friendly demeanor and they were always respectful. They were always professional with what they did, and that is why they proved to be so useful. Now I stop right here with the explanation. This video will be divided into 3 parts so that it's easy to understand. With the parts again, and to summarize what all we have understood and what I have explained till now is that Nicola and Jacopo are 2 boys. We got introduced to them. The narrator, age of on, we can say, is traveling with his companion Luigi. So first of all, they meet in the foothills of the Alps, right? And at that time, Nicola and Jacopo try to sell them the wild strawberries. First of all, Luigi, the driver or the companion, suggests the narrator to not buy the fruits. Why? Because he judged the 2 boys based on their demeanor. एक lesson that we learn, जो हम लर्न करते हैं इस चैप्टर से, इज दैट डोंट जज अ बुक बाय इट्स कवर अगेन, क्योंकि इवन दो दे वर ऑल dirty and shabby looking, but they proved to be very useful for the narrator and the companion, as well as कि हमें पता चलता है कि वो एक्चुअल में कितने अच्छे लोग थे. They were gentlemen, in fact, which we get to know later in the chapter as to why I'm referring to them as gentlemen, right? So उनकी फर्दर मीटिंग्स भी होती है एंड लाइक ड्यूरिंग द शू शाइन बॉक्सेस उनसे पता चलता है उनके बारे में कि वो एक्चुअली सिर्फ एक काम नहीं करते पर बहुत सारे काम करते हैं. एंड द विलिंगनेस टू वर्क इज व्हाट स्ट्रक द narrator the most, right? उससे वो इतने सारे काम भी करवाते हैं, they do it without any hesitation because they're so devoted and they do not consider any work menial or low for their standards. That is what we get to know in this video. In the next video, I'll be explaining the next few scenes where the narrator tries to get to know the boys better. Till then, I'll be stopping the video right here. Thank you very much. Have a great day. And stay tuned for the next video by liking this video, subscribing to the channel and hitting the bell icon so that you get the notification. Till then, bye-bye.